Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Gary Gensler's under fire from Senator J.D. Vance at the Senate Committee of Banking. Guys, this just happened yesterday. A great clip here of Congress roasting Gary Gensler. The SEC looks like not an impartial regulatory body protecting investors and consumers. Eventually, you are going to be out of power.
We are rightfully concerned in this chamber, at least on my side of the aisle, about the weaponization of the Department of Justice. But I'm increasingly worried that we should be more worried about the weaponization of the Securities and Exchange Commission. It looks more and more like not an impartial regulatory body protecting investors and consumers, but a regulatory body that it's using its power to silence and immiserate political rivals of the current president of the United States. I have just one final question on that, Chairman Gensler. Have you ever spoken to anyone at the White House about your investigation of Donald Trump's Truth Social?
Sir, I don't speak.
Yes or no?
I don't know, sir. I'm going to answer the question. I don't speak to the White House about anything in our enforcement group or our investigations.
So I'm mindful of. Thank you for the answer. I'm mindful of the time here, so let me just offer one final observation. I have little hope that I could persuade you that hiring committed partisans and using the regulatory powers of the SEC in a way that looks, and I think is, politically partisan is a true threat to American democracy. But maybe I can appeal to your sense of self-interest. If you guys use the SEC in such a politically motivated way, eventually you're going to be out of power. And I have to say, Chairman Gensler, turnabout is fair play. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Boom goes the dynamite. Maybe he will be out of power. Maybe he will be out of power. This one courtesy of Ingrid here on Twitter. So I wanted to thank Ingrid for posting that. Watcher Guru also brought this clip up. Another one. SEC Chair Gary Gensler still thinks crypto is full of fraud, abuse, and misconduct. Boy, is he still living in 2017?
And help protect Americans from the crypto abuses that cost consumers billions.
If they were to live up to the investor protection built into their current laws, it would help investors. But right now, unfortunately, there's significant non-compliance, and it's a field which is rife with fraud, abuse, and misconduct.
He's still not letting it go like a dog with a bone. So the latest on Gary Gensler there. Wanted to thank Watcher Guru for that clip. Did you guys see this? Utility FTW here posted this, Ripple China. Now, this was from 2013, a very, very long time ago. Old info that's new to me, he says, and new to me as well. Ripple China is the Ripple gateway that was established in 2013 in China. The current status of this service is uncertain. So this question now arises. We've heard of all these Ripple partnerships, these trial runs from these countries in the past, and some of them pan out and some of them do not. I haven't, to be honest with you, 2013 is the earliest I've heard of a Ripple partnership. Remember, they became the official Ripple company in 2012. And so 2013 seems to be a bit soon for this adoption. However, this is what this document is saying here. Ripple China was set to facilitate trading pairs XRP to CNY, which is the Chinese yuan, okay? Ripple China review, 4 out of 5 stars, fine. The Ripple logo is there, so we know it is the same Ripple company. In May of 2020, financial journalist Ginny Butterworth, which sounds like a pseudonym, posted this. Ripple China is the Ripple gateway that was established in 2013 in China. The current status of this service is unknown. The company's notifications are not found on the website. Ripple China was set to facilitate trading XRP to CNY pairs. Local payment methods were offered to deposit and withdraw the platform. The company's website is still live. So that is very, very interesting. I mean, I don't know if this is, I don't know if there's more information on this. Utility did bring this up. Ripple China Exchange Review 2020, so a little more recent. Still 3 years ago now, but definitely more recent than 2013. Okay, so this is just some more from CryptoGeek.info here. That same page, nothing more here. Okay, November 2021, a cheap and fast exchange, but only one pair is available for trading, which is logical. Normal exchange, I can't say anything bad about it. So, I mean, this is coming from Rocky Hess, 4 out of 5 stars. The only review here, which was done in 2021. So could this have been active as recently as 2021? Which is only 2 years ago, guys. It does make me wonder. China, obviously a very secretive country in terms of what they decide to do financially. Could they have been running on RippleNet this whole time, or at least testing it out, maybe having it on standby? as a transfer mechanism. As you guys can see here, they were facilitating pairs for XRP and the CNY. So, I mean, it's unfortunate we don't have more information on this. Nevertheless, I thought I'd bring this to you guys just to add on to our suspicions regarding China leveraging the XRPL to send transfers using XRP for liquidity. So interesting news there. Wanted to thank Utility FTW for posting that. Gonna keep moving, guys, because even if China was doing this since 2013, the ISO 20022 standard is going to be implemented worldwide. And there are some misconceptions about the ISO 20022 standard. People are saying it's just a messaging standard. Well, in this interview clip, they debunk that statement. Okay, this one courtesy of ISO 20022. Let's do it, guys. Listen to this.
ISO 20022 is called and recognized as the standard of the future. And I remember I briefly touched this topic at Hong Kong Blockchain Week. Can you please tell us more about how this standard is applied?
Sure. So ISO 20022 is a standard that's been in development for more than 10 years. And it's not just a messaging standard. That's kind of a misinterpretation of what it is. At its very base, it's actually business flows. So for example, when you're doing a payment, what does that look like? Who are the parties involved? What information do they send to each other, et cetera, et cetera. When you break that down to its components, you end up actually with a very rich kind of data dictionary, which allows you to reuse these components in different ways, like a recipe book. So ISO 20022 absolutely is pervasive in our industry. It's used across payments, securities, transactions. And the reason that it's done so well as a standard is really because of its flexibility and also the fact that it's an open source standard. So anybody can go to ISO20022.org and get the information on the standard out of that. But why it's important from, maybe I'll talk first from a payments perspective and then from a securities perspective, but why it's important from a payments perspective is it allows innovation to grow. So it provides a base about how people interact, so a language, and then on top of it, it allows innovation to grow from there. So I'll give you an example of that. For example, in Australia, there's a real-time payment platform called NPP. That Australian platform actually does person-to-person payment transactions within, let's say, less than 10 seconds. It does this transaction. And that's all based on ISO 20022. The idea is to then, on top of that, build a layer that allows fintech companies to plug into that fast payment utility. And that will allow those fintech companies to be able to offer services to the market. For example, let's say you want to get a mortgage and you have to do all the document checks, you have to do et cetera, and then that results at the end of the day into a payment of your deposit. That could be a fintech company sitting on top of that does document checking and eventually helps to initiate the payment. And what that allows you to do is, because we've agreed on the business standards and how you, for example, initiate payment, it's then more interesting and easy for fintech companies to be able to grow on top of that, because they no longer need to worry about how do they communicate with that real-time payments platform, how do they communicate with the banks. That basis is set and it allows innovation to grow.
So it is a misconception that it's just for messaging. As you guys know, I mean, we all kind of know a little bit more about the ISO 20022 standard than the average person. It is that first layer that APIs fintechs can plug into to make their processes a lot easier. And so Ripple did sign up for that. One of the very first, I think the first cryptocurrency company to sign up to register, to become part of that standard, to become compliant, so that they can, in fact, be part of that integration, be part of the interoperability that will make the transfers that she's talking about here a lot easier to conduct. So just some clarification there on the ISO 20022 standard. Of course, along with these institutional grade payments, guys, we're also seeing the retail side shape up to allow more payments for crypto assets, and for that to be easily transferable to fiat money, guys. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf here on Twitter with regards to PayPal. So we heard about PayPal introducing cryptocurrencies. Well, guys, this is the latest news. PayPal's recent announcement is bigger than most people think. According to sources, the payment processing giant has introduced a new feature that allows users to convert crypto assets now into fiat and vice versa directly in their PayPal wallet. So there is no need now to convert your or to have your crypto, send it to an exchange, convert it to whatever you want, turn it into US dollars or Canadian dollars or yen or euro or whatever. This will help further expose $1.2 trillion in yearly transactions to cryptocurrencies. Think about this. Think of how many people already use PayPal to conduct transactions online. Via eBay, they use that as an example because that's a big one, or anywhere via PayPal. Now think about being able to use your cryptocurrency, convert it to dollars in your PayPal account without moving it at all. This opens up payments using cryptocurrencies for many different industries. More utility for crypto means more trading in crypto, guys, which will drive prices higher. So they say down here, Web3 consultant Sammy explained PayPal just launched its own stablecoin. 70% of eBay transactions go through PayPal. So that is huge. 70% of eBay transactions. I don't know if that's just in the US or worldwide, but 70%, that's a big number. The global crypto on-ramp has landed. PayPal has experienced parabolic growth over the past few decades. 426 million active accounts with $1.2 trillion in volume across 19 billion transactions annually. That's got to be worldwide. PayPal just launched its own stablecoin. So we know about the stablecoin. That is obviously going to play a role in this too. But guys, now that you can exchange your fiat currency for crypto and vice versa, crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto, this is going to change the game and going to change it very, very fast. Now, you know, for us in the know we want to keep our crypto long term. We know it has the potential to grow. But for the plebes out there who are not watching these videos today in 2023 when the market is down, because you know there's going to be a rash of crypto investors once we breach all-time high in the crypto market. I mean, the FOMO really started kicking in during the last bull run, right in and around here, January 2021, when the total crypto market cap breached former all-time high. And that's when the euphoria phase hits, guys. That's when everybody's interested in crypto. You know, if you've told your friends you're into crypto now and they're not interested, watch. As soon as we get up past a certain point, and I don't know if that's going to be 2024 or maybe early 2025, you will be getting calls from these people saying, oh, you're into crypto. Should I be getting in? And at this point, it is too late. And I have a feeling I might even shut down subscriptions to my Patreon at that point. You know, for only $5 a month, you guys can get in now. At the ground level, you can see what I'm trading. This is the most exciting time to be getting into this. Diversifying my altcoin positions, getting in, accumulating, guys, patreon.com/workingmoney channel. And for those of you guys who will have been following me for this long, we're going to make some big money this time around. And so, you know, the market's depressed today. Today is the time to join, not in 2024, not in 2025. This is going to be the time for my patrons and everybody else, I mean, to be cashing out and maximizing profits. So to my point, you know, PayPal, the infrastructure here is going to be set up for the plebes to be able to buy their crypto, lose money on crypto, and then be like, oh, well, this is worthless. I might as well spend it on eBay or what have you, since I already have it in my PayPal account anyway. Can you picture it? You know, you've got all this crypto, your crypto's gone down in price, you're feeling dejected, you're saying, oh, well, this was a worthless scam, right? You bought up here and you didn't cash out here, and so, you know, it goes down, and so your portfolio's down 40%. But now they have the opportunity to spend it as opposed to holding it in the next crypto bull run. So I have a feeling a lot of people are going to do this. I think that this is set up specifically to take our crypto away. This is why, I mean, this sounds good. And I mean, it is good. I mean, for retail, there's two sides to this. For retail, on the surface, this is all positive because if you're using crypto correctly, you can actually make transactions, and this could be beneficial for you. But, you know, what it's going to ultimately do is to relinquish their cryptocurrency too soon. Think about it, guys. They're letting retail in, but they don't want us to get rich. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf just for bringing that to our attention because it is news that we should know. Ripple partner ACI, though, they are bundling digital overlay services with a new ISO 20022 ready infrastructure. So Ripple partner ACI, they're a global leader in mission-critical real-time payment software. They today announced the launch of a digital central infrastructure, a single ISO 20022 native solution that bundles digital overlay services with ACI central infrastructure. ACI's digital central infrastructure provides central banks and financial institutions with a one-stop solution encompassing real-time central infrastructure integrated with digital overlays like request to pay, QR code payments, back-office management platforms, and AI-powered fraud technology. It also includes value-added services such as merchant onboarding and management, dispute management, and multiple alias management. Here's a quote, guys, with the demonstrated success of real-time payments in many countries, which have been accelerated by crypto adoption, DLT technology. There is increasing demand for countries to evolve to the next phase of growth and launch new payment methods and innovative digital use cases on top of their payment rails. ACI empowers central banks with a secure central payments infrastructure to accelerate real-time payment growth and enables banks and financial institutions to capitalize on that growth with solutions integrated with digital overlays. And so just some numbers here. Global real-time payment volumes hit a record in 2022 with 195 billion transactions. This is real-time payments, guys. This has got to be over DLT technology, leveraging RippleNet or something similar. A year-over-year growth of 63.2%. According to ACI's 2023 prime time for real-time report, countries across the globe are at different stages of this, of course, but they are expanding, and ACI Worldwide, a Ripple-enabled company, is helping them do so. So more news here, guys, coming from Ripple partner ACI. And these guys are one of the big ones, ACI, Temenos, Finastra. These companies, all Ripple enabled, huge companies doing their work to provide this ISO 20022 ready. So a new financial world, financial services, leveraging blockchain technology like RippleNet. Anyway, wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Darren Moore here on Twitter posting this, guys, a new interview from Brad Garlinghouse, recently being interviewed for Bloomberg Crypto. Now, Brad goes on, talks about a lot of things in this interview. I'm not going to play you guys this clip for two reasons. It's fairly lengthy, 7 minutes long, but also because there's, I don't know, some kind of weird music playing in the background that'll probably pick up on the copyright algorithms for YouTube. So I just kind of wanted to summarize this. I will link this tweet in the description of the video for you if you want to watch the full thing. Essentially, though, the highlighted points, Brad discusses Ripple's hirings, and he's saying 80% of the hirings that Ripple are conducting right now are outside the US. Obviously, this has to do today with the landscape in the United States with regards to crypto, just the uncertainty there. So Ripple has been focusing their attentions outside the US. Brad is still very optimistic that they will win the other part of the Ripple lawsuit against the SEC. As you guys know, the SEC is about to appeal. But Brad does clarify here that it has nothing to do with XRP not being a security. It's another part of the case. Another thing here, he says, the US is not necessarily going to be off Ripple's radar for being a crypto hub, and he still feels optimistic that the US could be a crypto hub. He says administration needs to change, and then he made this interesting comment. You guys got to listen to the clip. He says he doesn't know if Biden will still be running or not, and then he says, I choose not to comment on those kinds of things, but things will change and Congress will be called to act. Things that make you go, He goes back and he talks about the judges in court using harsh language about the SEC, so he's feeling very confident that the SEC is going to be stripped of their power when it comes to regulating crypto. All he wants really is disclosure. He says there's more liquidity during a crypto boom, so obviously it's better for Ripple to be working during a crypto boom. So guys, 2024, 25, we're waiting for this time. But he says, in the meantime, they're still playing office, getting their ducks in the row for the next thing to come. On the Fortress Trust partnership, Ripple wants to build trust with Fortress. He didn't really get into the soap opera that we've been uncovering over the last few days. He says we made their customers whole and we're happy to bring them into the fold, basically just touching on the points that are, the media news, the public points there for Ripple acquiring Fortress Trust. He also talked about this. Okay, I found this interesting. Applying for a license in Dubai, something called VARA. So he talks about that in this clip. I've got something else that I wanted to mention with regards to that. But at the end of the day, he says confusion masquerades as power. And the more confusion, the more power the SEC has, and they'll keep piling on the lawsuits, which really isn't great for crypto adoption in the US. Essentially, in a nutshell, 7 minutes, that is basically what Brad did say. But again, I will link this in the description of the video for you. So with regards to more licenses, Dubai and VARA, which I will get to in a sec, as I said, Ripple wants to turn every e-commerce company into a crypto company. This is another clip from Head of Liquidity Products at Ripple, Brad Chase. A really quick clip here from the payments interview that he recently conducted. Listen to this.
Like any new technology, it starts coming from similar things that exist. So the same types of ways that you think about payment rails, the same different flows of which you have a normal payment, they map into crypto as well. But I think the places where they start to differentiate is, traditional payments, particularly global cross-border ones, very slow, expensive. You've got long settlement times, multiple days, even months. You've got lots of intermediaries to kind of de-risk those settlement challenges and counterparty risks. And that becomes fees, it becomes friction, it becomes kind of inefficiencies. And so, the way I think about, crypto here is crypto is almost this magical public shared infrastructure that lets you get rid of a lot of that.
So he finishes off by saying, crypto, that publicly shared infrastructure, open ledgers that allows companies to just be able to transact seamlessly. And this is why the big banks really don't like it. Now, in terms of a crypto license in Dubai, going back to that comment that Brad Garlinghouse made, and I do suggest you watch this clip, only 7 minutes long. You can watch it in double time. Brad does hit on a lot of interesting points. Here, I saw this from Subjective Views. Will Ripple be getting a license in Dubai? The VARA license, Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, eventually. Now, interesting connection here. VARA oversees all activities related to virtual assets, including crypto and NFTs. It is interesting to note that it does not include the Dubai International Financial Center. This area of Dubai has different economic regulations, and Ripple has set up their regional headquarters there. But Henson Orser, this guy here, will be a keynote speaker at this year's Swell event hosted in Dubai. Not only has he been in financial services for over 25 years, but he also comes from previous senior positions at Nomura Securities. We know Nomura does have a Ripple connection that is based in Japan, as well as previously holding a CEO position at Komeinu, which is a digital asset custodian. This company was founded by Nomura, Ledger, and CoinShares. Recently, he was offered a position of CEO at VARA. So that is very interesting. He has spearheaded this role by bringing his experience to help fast-track their regulatory efforts for digital assets. So there's another clip here, guys. I don't think I'm going to play it for you, but I will link this in the description of the video. Again, this is Henson Orser, just to give you guys a sense of that. Ripple did tweet this out, though. We're thrilled to announce Henson Orser, CEO at VARA, as our keynote speaker for Ripple Swell this year, taking place November 8th through 9th in Dubai. Request your invitation to hear more about VARA's approach to crypto regulation. So Brad Garlinghouse commenting on the VARA license. Chances are we're going to be hearing of a Dubai green light very, very soon through VARA. Of course, they've got their connections there. Henson Orser, CEO at VARA, also going to be talking at Ripple Swell event. So regulatory clarity is looking very, very positive. Ripple is not intimidated. Oh, that was the other thing Brad said in this interview, that, it's not the strictness of the regulatory clarity that scares Ripple. It is the lack thereof that makes them want to pull out their hair. So what he's saying, essentially, it's douchebags like this that are hindering the crypto industry. I mean, we really do need to get these guys out to give crypto time to thrive. 2024-25 looking very, very promising. And the price of XRP, guys, is only going to stay under 50 cents for so long. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.